Repulsive.
Welcome to your station 1999K Radio, where the dead speak. Good evening, Nightwalkers, YouTube surfers, and radio listeners. Welcome back to 1999K Radio. My name is Sebastian, and tonight I'll be your host. Thank you for being here in a new episode of this, your midnight show. Tonight we have a good show for you guys. This evening, November 27, 2023, we are starting the transmission. How was your week? This week I watched the movie Rituals from 1977. This movie actually impressed me, perhaps because I didn't expect much from it, but I really like it. It's a Canadian horror film directed by Peter Carter. It's about 5 friends who are surgeons, and they go camping to spend a few days together as they do every year. However, things start to take a little macabre turn. I think it's very clever and claustrophobic at times. So if you have the chance, definitely give it a look. I think you guys might enjoy it really much. I also watched The Thing, like for the 10th time I think, by John Carpenter from 1982. Directed of course by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell as R.G. McCready. This movie is a remake from a movie with the same name from the year 1951. And this movie is based on a book, Who Goes There, written by John W. Campbell. God, how I love this movie. It's real good. Released in 1982, this movie is about a group of explorers in Antarctica who encounter a creature capable of perfectly imitating any living being and assimilate it. And, as one of the characters will say, how do we know who's human? If I were an imitation, a perfect imitation, how would you know if it was really me? This movie is not new at all. The vast majority of horror fans have seen it, but if for some reason you haven't, watch it. Watch it, and please tell me how much you liked it or you hate it. Now, let's quickly move to the birthdays of this week. We're celebrating on November 20th the birthday of Richard Brooker. He portrayed Jason in the 3rd installment of Friday the 13th, the one that is 3D. For those of us who are fans of Friday the 13th, we know that it is in this movie where Jason gets his iconic hockey mask. He will turn 69 this year. So, happy birthday, Richard. On November 21st, a new monster joined the ranks of Universal Pictures, Frankenstein, released on November 21st, 1931, with Boris Karloff as the creature and Colin Clive as the amazing Dr. Frankenstein. This movie is definitely a gem of horror cinema. November 22nd, but in 2002, Necropolis Awakened was released, an action and horror film where an evil corporation is attempting to dominate the world and is trying his experiments in a small town in Oregon, but they encounter resistance from a veteran alcoholic. In November 23rd, but in 1887, a legend of horror was born, Boris Karloff. He, of course, played the creature in Frankenstein from 1931 and The Mummy in 1932. He appeared in 174 films, from extras to leading roles. And this year, he will be turning 136 years old. So happy birthday, buddies. Now, November 24th, 1995, the movie Rumpelstiltskin was released. Directed by Mark Jones, this film tells the story of a young widow trying to bring back her deceased husband and unwillingly unleashes the demonic creature that seeks to take the soul of her baby. On November 25, 1933, Boris Karloff played Professor Henry Morland, a great Egyptologist who, in research of a jewel called the Eternal Light, dies and returns as the Goal to seek revenge on all those who betrayed him. The Goal, a very good movie from 1933. And finally, but definitely not less important, November 26th, 1922, Charles M. Schulz was born. He is the creator of Peanuts, which everybody knows that also translates into Snoopy. He was a great cartoonist, and it's thanks to him that we have the Great Pumpkin Halloween Special, where Linus spent all Halloween waiting for the Great Pumpkin to rise up to the skies. He will have turned 101 years old this year. Happy birthday, Mr. Schultz. Now, let's move to the main topic of this episode. Tonight, we will talk about prayers and rituals. Don't worry, I'm not here to evangelize you, but I am here to talk about some prayers and certain rituals that are said to ward off or expel evil spirits from your home or even your body. Before we begin, I think a warning is necessary. These words are not mine, but are from someone much wiser than I. And they got like this. To the listener, the one who attempts to put into practice these experiments that will be revealed here must not forget that he must be free from impurities. He must put all his faith and will into the ceremonies and incantations. He must be daring to the highest degree, not letting himself be impressed if some malevolent spirits try to dissuade him from his undertaking. The one who has faith and daring will achieve mastery over marvelous things, but the one who is fearful and timid is exposed to be tormented and plagued without receiving any benefit. Having said that, let's continue. We'll start with the simplest. Water. As it is well known, clean water is considered purifying in many places. It is said that if there is a lingering spirit in your house, you can place a glass of water at night. If it has bubbles the next day, there is something impure or with a low vibration in your house. Keep placing glasses of water until the glass appears without bubbles. At that moment, the spirit is gone. Likewise, holy water is used to cleanse a new house of evil spirits and sprinkling it in all rooms and, of course, during an exorcism. Cleanings. Cleanings are practices or rituals performed to remove any malady that a person might have, ranging from headaches created by negative energy, chronic fatigue, envy, or evil spirits that might have attached to you due to crossing paths with them. There are many types and different levels. Below, I will tell you a little about the most common ones. Candles. It is said that when a spirit is lost and cannot leave this world, you light a white candle for it to see the light of the flame and find the way out. Similarly, candles are used to make requests. In churches and many religions, candles serve as a guiding light for the invoker. There is a ritual known as a cleansing with a candle, which you can take a large white candle that will last preferably for a week. When lit, you pass it all over your entire body and light it up. believing that this candle will collect all the bad vibrations and burn away everything negative surrounding. This candle is placed on a plate with water and left for the entire week until it burns out. This is believed to cleanse your body of evil spirits and negative energies that people might have put on you. Eggs. Eggs are considered virgin and pure embryos, making them susceptible to anything that might attach to them. It is believed that certain pains can be removed using eggs. For example, if someone with malicious intentions observes you for a long time, they might transfer those bad intentions to you and cause you a headache. By massaging the person's head with an egg until it feels like the egg has absorbed something, it is believed that it can alleviate the headache. This can also be done on the stomach in case of stomach discomfort. You can also do this so the egg absorb any evil vibes that the person could have. You can massage the entire body of the person with the egg running in circles. You will suddenly feel that the egg, instead of having the egg yolk inside, will have water, and it will make like a void sound. People who is knowledgeable about this subject can open the egg and interpret it. The egg is placed in a glass with water and sea salt, and they will understand what was happening to you just by looking the egg white on the water. Alum stone. At night, you will take an alum stone and pass it over your entire body, from head to toe. This stone will absorb anything malignant that is attached to you. Once this is done, it should be placed in a burning charcoal or in a hot pan that you no longer use. It is said that the stone will melt, and when it cools down, it becomes very delicate and turns into what is called a side. In this new form that the alum stone has taken, you can see the face of whoever who wants to harm you or where you receive those bad energies. Bells. In the Tibet and many other Asian civilizations, bells with a specific tone are used to ward off evil spirits. The idea is that malevolent beings having a certain negative vibration and frequency are repelled by this special type of frequency when the bell rings, causing them to move away as the sound fills the environment. Now, let's move on to something a little bit more advanced. Salt. Since ancient times, salt has always been considered a sacred object of great importance. In antiquity, people were even paid with salt, giving rise to the word salary. In Japanese culture, sumo wrestlers throw salt to purify the ring from evil spirits and beings that could cause accident. In witchcraft, it is said that placing salt at the entrance of the houses distract the witches, who supposedly have to count each grain of salt before entering your home. There are rituals that recommend creating a circle of salt to prevent evil spirits from entering. Some also suggest drawing a line of salt at the entrance of your house or room to act as a barrier. Some people advise using a salt circle before using the Ouija board and perform the entire ritual within the circle for added protection. White sage. White sage is used to ward off evil spirits and cleanse negative vibes from your home. Many religions that might be considered pagan use it to purify the environment. What you will do is open your doors and windows and go through your entire house burning sage. It is said that spirits cannot tolerate the smell of white sage and will leave. Good spirits that care about you will return in a few days, while malevolent ones will not come back. Copal. Copal, much like sage, is said to have a cleansing and purifying properties. It is lit in altars and rituals to ward off evil spirits. It prevents them from approaching or make them leave. Unlike sage, good spirits will stay because they have good intentions. Now the Psalms. Psalms are chants or invocations to God. They're used to request various things. According to the Christian and Jewish religions, Psalm 91 is considered for exorcisms and warding off evil spirits. This psalm was used before starting religious festivities, and it is said that in certain funeral processions, people should stop and read the Psalm 91 to repel any evil spirit that is trying to take away the deceased. In the same way, the Psalm 121 was used for protection against all evil. By shielding the person from any harm that might approach, exorcists use this psalm in conjunction with Psalm 91 to be protected during an exorcism and a house cleansing. I have heard that in very severe cases, spirits can react to these readings by moving things and making noises in the best cases. The Magnificent, another powerful prayer that people use to defend themselves from very evil and dangerous spirits, is the Magnificent. It is said that this prayer can be recited over and over to stop certain evil or demonic attack. The Exterminator Talisman. It is said that this talisman has a marvelous power over evil spirit, as it bears inscriptions of a scorpion, the Karavaka cross, and certain Kabbalistic circles. The talisman can make you impose your will on spirits, and if placed on a possessed person, they will be instantly set free. I do have to tell you, do not bother buying it online, because for this talisman to be truly effective, it has to be forged during a full moon between certain designated hours and created with specific metals. I want to tell you, in certain cultures, it is believed that one can be possessed not only by demons but also by malevolent spirits or maleficent entities. Promising prayers and supplications to God, seeking acceptance into heaven, may lead these spirits to cease tormenting the individual. It is also said that a person suffering for certain types of witchcraft can be exorcised of these sorceries from their body. Another prayer that could help you is praying to Saint Cyprian. This could be very helpful in these cases to compel impure or imperfect spirits to leave the possessed person. It is interesting to think that just as one invokes demons or malevolent spirits for certain things, many prayers and chants are not only for asking but also for invoking. You are invoking a higher being of light to help you in completing your mission. For example, Saint Benedict of Nursia or Saint Benedict the Abbot is the patron saint of exorcists. It is said that he himself fought against the negative influences of Satan. A Saint Benedict medal is believed to grant you miraculous power against evil. It is highly recommended that people facing such situations carry one with them at all times. Well, I guess that concludes this week's episode. As always, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. I'll leave the Instagram link below. If you want to chat a little bit, send me a message. If not, I'll be here next Monday with all of you. I'd also like to mention that this episode will be uploaded in Spanish in case you have a friend who doesn't speak English but is interested in learning about prayers, exorcisms, and rituals. Thank you for tuning in to 1999K Radio. Have a calm and chilly night, and don't forget that whoever is fearful and timid in spirit is exposed to be tormented and troubled. Good night.